Hey folks, how's it going? I'm Lexi and I really like games. So much so that I review one here once a week, every week at the gaming table. If that sounds interesting to you, I encourage you to subscribe and keep watching. Perhaps I'll help you find your next game. Today's game is one I picked up in a game store in a different city to mine in Australia. Whenever I'm traveling, I always keep an eye out for what local game stores are having in stock. It's often different to what I can get in my hometown. I saw this one and I knew I had to have it. The premise was intriguing and it was by a publisher whose games I'd really enjoyed in the past. So, from Bully Pulpit Games, who also made The Warren, which I've reviewed, today we're having a look at Star-Crossed. Star-Crossed is a game without a setting, but it does come with a premise. This is a game about forbidden love. In this game, two characters will dance around their feelings and each other. It's all about tension in this game. Whether or not the characters confess their feelings and whether or not that goes well all depends on how the game unfolds. Star-Crossed encourages you to collaborate on the game's setting and what the characters are like. It could be as mundane or fantastical as you like. It could be characters you know from another piece of media or your own original world. There's some really good short examples of different settings in this game with examples of play. I really liked the one between an empress and vizier who might be scheming to overthrow the emperor, and two gym bros who are falling tenderly in love. Star-Crossed begins with that collaborative discussion. This is a GM-less game for 2 players. Once your setting and character concepts are roughly in place, you get to set up a block tower. To do so, you set it up as you would for a normal game with a block tower, and you take 3 blocks from the tower and place it on top of the tower. The players then decide in the game who is going to be the lead and who's going to be the follow. In romance stories, there tends to be someone who takes initiative and someone who avoids taking initiative. There are chances in this game to switch this up though. The lead and the follow each have to answer types of questions which describe not only their character physically, but what their personality is like. Questions tend to inform the players of what is attractive to other people about their character, and why their characters aren't acting on their feelings. You then get to place an X card onto the table for player safety. And you then get out the scene cards. These are mostly just short phrases that are meant to prompt the scene, and they are open to a lot of interesting interpretation. These cards are introduction, a little embarrassment, finding common ground, hard at work, close, quiet, a disagreement becomes heated, a difficult choice, and parting ways, perhaps forever. To make a move in this game, you need to take a brick out of the block tower and place it on top of the tower. Making a move is pretty much the way you're going to move the story forward. The lead and the follow each have moves that don't cost moving a block to make, but using a move that costs a block to make does allow you to color in and fill in these little stars on your character sheets, and those will be points which you will accumulate at the end of the story to see how the romance fares. These moves tend to also heat up the action and make the game really interesting. The only time you get to speak in character in this game is if your hand is touching the block tower. That makes it really nerve-wracking, and the game encourages you to treat those moments of roleplay with reverence and enjoy them for what they are. You don't have to necessarily be moving a brick to speak though, just touching the tower. In a game of Star-Crossed, you're going to be anxiously moving a brick up the tower as the story unfolds, seeing the tower get more and more precarious and seeing when it will perhaps topple over. As you move through the scenes, the relationship between the two characters will deepen and develop further. The game ends either when the block tower is knocked over, be that deliberately or on purpose, that's totally allowed, or you get to the final scene. When the block tower gets knocked over, you look at the number of stars that between the two players have been coloured in, and you compare that number to a little table. That will tell you whether or not the lovers have had a happy or sad ending. It's not just happy or sad, there's lots of degrees to which the relationship can succeed or fail in the long term. Though these are forbidden loves, so it generally is not going to last. Unless it really does work. If you've come to the final scene and the tower hasn't been knocked over yet, that means that the two potential lovers part ways, having never confessed their feelings to one another. You then get to resolve the story in another way. This is such a great little game. I really like that it focuses on forbidden love and the different obstacles that two people can have to finding love with one another. There's a short but well-written passage on safety mechanics, which I think is really important to games about emotions and such touchy subjects like romance. The game does not rule out playing with darker themes, just mostly gives you a guideline to do so comfortably. This game is also very simply laid out and very pretty. I really like the art that is included in the little booklet that has different pairs of forbidden lovers, and you can sort of tell from looking at them why their love is forbidden. For the size of the box, you might be surprised to learn that this game does not include a block tower, but they are pretty ubiquitous and easy to find lying around, and you could easily store a mini one in this box here. You do get the rule booklet and a pad of character sheets for both the lead and the follow, so you have plenty of gameplay opportunities with the materials presented. Just add a pencil. Games that are often sold in boxes have to be sold in a certain size of box. This is because there are certain size boxes that manufacturers make in a standard size, and also sometimes the cost of printing certain components will dictate the size of the box, so that they can charge a certain amount of money for the product. At least that's how I was told it worked a few years ago. If I'm wrong and you have insight in the board game industry and I'm talking complete rubbish, let me know. If you like romance and drama, then this game is going to be up your alley. It offers a surprising amount of depth for what are mostly short prompts and a block tower for your gameplay. I would absolutely stick to using this game for role-playing forbidden romance, as that's what it's made for. If you're not looking for a two-player game, or you're not interested in a game about romance, I would give this one a miss. I would recommend this game to any duo who love role-playing games, and love the rising tension of both a precarious block tower, and a romance that is trying to get free in spite of the people's best efforts. This box game is $25 US, and I think for what you pay, that's a really decent price. You're going to get lots of replayability by introducing new themes or new locations and new characters. I happen to really enjoy this game. Do you have any favorite forbidden love stories? Or even just an archetype? I think one of my favorites growing up was Robin Hood and Maid Marian. Never mind that Robin Hood was technically nobility in the law anyway. Let me know your favorite duos in the comments down below. While you're there, I encourage you to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and maybe even share with a friend. This all helps me feel more encouraged and helps keep the channel going. I also have a Ko-Fi page where you can help donate to this channel so I can bring you more reviews. I haven't had the time lately, but I really hope I get to make more game-adjacent videos and not just reviews for you guys sometime soon. If you have any requests for those, let me know. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you next time at the gaming table. Bye!